Oh boy, Meghan Markle. Meghan Markle. She is not loved over there in the UK, and today is a very special day. It is the third anniversary of the death of the Queen. Harry made the trip. We got a whole big breakdown. Hot mics, hot takes coming up. This is Hot Mics with Billy Bush, presented by our friends at LA Golf. Hot mics. Great title. You know it. Well, we are live on TuneIn and YouTube. Hot mics, hot takes on this, the third anniversary of the death of Queen Elizabeth II. I was there covering the Queen's passing 3 years ago. I hopped a plane from London to Edinburgh at the last minute because we were like, wait, are we going to wait for we realized that when the Queen passes, depending on what territory she's in, that determines where the first funeral would be. And we thought, is this going to be a big scene in Edinburgh? Of course it's going to be. I mean, this is the very first funeral. So we jumped on this little easy jet, me and a cameraman and a producer, and it was a chaotic day trip, but worth it. 70 years. She reigned impeccably. And for the people who loved her so much, it was emotional. Take a look at this.
Today, the Queen's coffin makes its way from the palace to the chapel in Edinburgh. So we make our way from London to Scotland, boarding EasyJet with a massive camera bag right here. And I'm going to need shoulder replacement. 3.5 hours to go. The crowds are packing in. The hardest thing we did is buy these step ladders here, or else I wouldn't see and neither would you. Here comes the Queen. Of course, is King Charles with his siblings, Andrew, Edward, and Anne. They walk alone with their mother. It is an incredibly emotional time. It's very quiet here in the crowd. We are back in London for Queen Elizabeth's state funeral. She was crowned at the Abbey in 1953, and it is here where she will be eulogized. If you were tasked with writing the epithet on her tombstone, what would you say?
The goat. The goat. Because the Queen never put a foot wrong in 70 years. You couldn't go 7 minutes without putting a foot wrong. She went 70 years.
Neither can you, by the way. Correct.
That was a good little story. Wow. Yeah, I'll remember that. God, it was something else. You saw, we landed in Edinburgh and a driver picked us up. It was just a day trip, leaving at 5:30 in the morning. 3 years ago. And we get to Edinburgh. And we get to the long mile. I think it's called the Mighty Mile or something. And it is just a long, thin, narrow street that just goes all the way up to the church. And we bought some step ladders because we figured it's going to be very hard to see over people. And the police come, on foot, and they say, no step ladders, these are illegal, they're against code or whatever it is. And we realize, oh my God, I'm only 5'10". Like, how in the world am I going to shoot over everybody with a cameraman? I'm not even going to be able to be seen. So we start hitting the ground, we figure it out. We get to the top where the BBC has the world feed. So they have all the cameras, and then because there's no room, they've got, scaffolding and platforms, and they'll be handling the feed for the rest of the world. And I find the producer on the site, and I say, hey, listen, is there any room? I see a little spot there at the end of that platform, probably 5 feet. If a cameraman and I stood there, I'm sorry, my friend, no, we can't, we can't do that. You don't have the permit for that. You don't have the license. I said, oh, shit, what am I going to do? I came all this way. I tried to buy like some second floor apartment. I tried to rent on the spot. Nothing was working. Finally, I realized these cameramen have probably been out there all day long, and they're hungry. So I found this pizza joint right there in the middle of the street. I bought 5 pizzas, and I walked back to that guy at the BBC, and I said, hey, I know you can't help me out and put me on the platform, but your guys look hungry. It's probably been a long day. Here, just give these to your boys. Wow. I waited a little bit, hung around the area a little bit. He said, hey, Billy, it's Billy, right? I said, yeah. He said, all right, take the 5 feet on the end, but you got to be really, really quiet. You got to hear it like it's a pin drop. and it saved the day. We had the best shot shooting all the way down. You could see, you could see Charles and Andrew and as they made their way up and Margaret. It was incredible. And we got the ultimate shot. There's always a way, right? It's such a great memory. Anyway, Prince Harry has flown back to the UK. He flew commercial today. Oh my God, the indignity. He went to lay a wreath on Granny's grave at St. George's Chapel at Windsor. Many are suspecting there will be a reunion with his father, King Charles. They're said to be getting together, but not William. William is still furious at Harry. Bad blood there. It's Harry's first trip back to the homeland in 20 months. Harry's going alone. Meghan did not make the trip. People do not quite feel the same way about Harry's wife as they do his granny. I had many conversations just like this one over there.
Ladies, how do we love Meghan Markle? No. What? None. No.
What she did to our queen, the stress she caused. We was behind her when she got engaged to him, and we fully supported her.
The Queen welcomed her,
yes,
wanted
and
her
we
to-
did into our country.
Yeah, she helped.
And then what did she do? Evil.
How do we feel about Meghan? this one.
I think somebody washed my audio in a laundry machine there, but you get the idea. They don't love her at all. She's got a problem. People are not buying what she's selling, right? They're not, receiving her as she presents herself. There's a sense that she's contrived, insincere, inauthentic. I'll say this, she's flat out gorgeous. But beyond that, we sort of, we get no sense of who she actually is. I started watching season 2 of With Love, Meghan, the cooking show. Well, I'm at season 2, the second half of the 16 overall episodes that Netflix ordered over a year ago. Her announcing a second season as if the production crew and wardrobe, God, is there a lot of wardrobe, and lighting rigs and all that loaded up their trucks again for Montecito to film a second season, like an act involving such great expense it could only be born of a massive hit, which it was not, is inauthentic, and therein lies the word that best represents the show and its star. When I searched for the new season, it was impossible to find. Season 1 was number 383 in its category. This new season was buried deeper than Up Periscope with Kelsey Grammer. I want to say, I'm not positive I wouldn't like Meghan if I ended up seated next to her at a dinner party. She's kind of charming. She's very easy on the eyes, has a great sparkle. She looks like after a couple glasses of Chard, she could bullshit with the best of them, and I am the best of them. But what drives me nuts about her lifestyle and cooking arts and craft show is the feeling that she's once again jamming something down our throats, kind of force-feeding this Martha Stewart meets Gwyneth Paltrow with a dash of Mel Robbins kind of mini Oprah image on people and just expecting them to fawn. If you want people to fawn, you should have stayed a royal, which you didn't, amidst some very fiery claims, by the way. Looking at the comment section here, Sherry Morris says she empties contents out of a plastic bag to put them into another plastic bag, only to put a ribbon around them. What? Di. Ooh, Lady Di. Someone's borrowing her name on YouTube, says she's evil. I don't think she's evil. She's just hungry, though. Definitely thirsty. That's for sure. One thing that irks people is the fact that Meghan keeps getting these big, lucrative deals from Hollywood studios, and it's hard to tell why. Is it A, she's a diamond in the rough, and her amazing aura will come through and the formula is just right? Like, just be patient and the enigma will pay off? B, let's pay her what she wants because the agony of having missed out, if she actually does hit, will be too much to bear, so it's kind of like paying an insurance tax? Or C, let her desire to be a lifestyle guru, let her have it. And she will ultimately find her home and realize that the villainess is actually a good business. She'll come back home to where the bread is buttered, right? And by the way, if she plays the villainess, she might have the best chance to be one of the greatest of all time with comments like this.
So I think probably it was different several years ago where I couldn't be as vocal and I had to wear nude pantyhose all the time. Let's be honest, that was not very myself. I hadn't seen pantyhose since movies in the 80s when they came in the little egg. That felt a little bit inauthentic, but that's a silly example. But it is an example of when you're able to dress the way you want to dress and you're able to say the things that are true and you're able to show up in the space really organically and authentically.
When you're able to show up in this space really organically and authentically, what does that mean? I mean, this is why those British ladies, like out there on the mall, don't like her. And anyone who says that's like pseudo-intellectualism right there. It's babble. And then the giggle. It's sort of like, oh my God, we had to wear pantyhose and all this stuff. The royal families, the Queen did this for 70 years. You don't shit on the pomp and the circumstance nor the protocol and all of that. You just don't do it. But back to those big Hollywood deals. The first one was in September 2020, right after the escape from the royal and apparently racist family and their safe arrival back here in Southern California. First, they arrived, of course, at BFF. Actually, I don't even know the guy, Tyler Perry's vacant Beverly Hills estate. That was nice housing. Then finally, they got their $14.5 million dream home in stunning Montecito, California, home to Oprah and formerly Ellen and Kevin Costner and Rob Lowe. So once they got here, they, along with Archwell Productions, their company, right, sign a $100 million mega deal with Netflix. And it includes documentaries, docu-series, feature films, like that's going to happen, scripted shows, scripting, that means having to write or develop something, and also children's programming. But, basically what it took Oprah decades to build, Harpo Productions, you get delivered on a silver platter. Here, you fabulous two are the keys to Hollywood. Enjoy. To be clear, Netflix wanted the docuseries that they did, right? They wanted the royalty spilled everywhere. They wanted the family drama. Harry and Meghan speaking out against Dad William. They wanted this rift that we see right now, and it was worth $100 million and all the other blustery accoutrements, they were happy to include. Children's programming, sure, whatever you want. But Harry and Meghan, the docuseries, was amazing. And the revelations were juicy, right? There was media scrutiny and racism in the press. Harry accusing the British tabloid press of relentless intrusion, likening their treatment of Meghan to what his mother experienced and arguing that race played a major role in the aggressive coverage she received. There's a dramatic scene that, recounting Harry's confrontation with the family at the so-called Sandringham Summit in early 2020. He describes his brother William screaming at him, his father making false statements, and the Queen, sitting silently as this happened. This all stemmed from their intention to step back as working royals. Harry also revealed in that docuseries that a post-meeting statement denying tensions was released without his consent and emphasizes that the decision to leave the monarchy in total was his alone, not Meghan's. Well, the idea that Meghan had nothing to do with it, please. Meghan discusses experiencing suicidal thoughts in the docuseries, the palace pressures and tabloids attacks. She felt her mental health was only salvageable outside the palace walls. So she obviously had something to do with it. Harry admits he failed her by responding as institutional Harry instead of husband Harry, prioritizing royal image over her well-being. Harry directly links Meghan's miscarriage in mid-2020 to the stress caused by the Daily Mail's leak of her private letter to her dad. While not asserting a direct causation, he expresses that the timing, that the lack of sleep and the intense stress made it feel like the miscarriage was created, by what they were trying to do. Tyler Perry recounts he shows up in the doc and he talks about giving his Beverly Hills home when they first relocated, but he also revealed he was asked to be the godfather to their daughter Lilibet. Which one is Lilibet? I can't find. Meghan reveals that the drama with her dad, remember her dad, Thomas Markle? He's like a production guy from Hollywood. He was a lighting guy or an on-set guy. She revealed she called her dad 20 times, received no response, hearing that he declined to attend their wedding via the tabloids. He was shamed because he staged photos of him trying on a tux and all of that. It was a mess. And Harry said about her father, she had a father before this, and now she doesn't have a father. Meghan and Harry in that doc, I mean, it was amazing. They recount how the royal family allegedly questioned why Meghan should receive protection, pointing to an unconscious bias around race. Now, if you're going to make racist accusations, I mean, sitting down in front of Oprah Winfrey, the most powerful black woman in entertainment we have, in an interview viewed by 17 million people to promote your docuseries, I mean, it was a success. But it underscores what the public wants from them, right? Netflix wants the juicy details and the drama. Meghan wants the Gwyneth meets Martha lifestyle empire. And on the heels of that, big Netflix $100 million deal, Spotify signs her to a multi-year exclusive deal worth a reported $25 million. She and Harry were to produce and host their own programs. Produce, by the way, means actually work, actually produce. Steve's producing right there through the wall right now. The man knows that. Executive produce, well, that can mean an option to not work. That can be titular. She debuted her bougie, elitist-sounding Archetypes podcast in August 2022, exploring the history of stereotypes applied to women. She set out to investigate, dissect, and subvert the labels that try to hold women back. It's a little vomitous. I mean, the suggestion that you are a victim, and it is implied by you fronting this, flex of a podcast, and have been stereotyped and held down and mistreated due to misogyny or existential sexism, implicit bias, or whatever it is, blah, blah, blah. You are not one of these women. You are privileged. I mean, beyond belief, right? You're a master class in escalation through manipulation. Also, Archetypes was boring. I might have more fun on a guided tour at the Natural History Museum. I always hated museums. When the series ended after one 12-episode season, the Sussexes and Spotify put out a joint statement in June 2023 saying Spotify and Archwell Audio have mutually agreed to part ways and are proud of the series we made together. Let's be clear. It's never mutual. Ever. Meghan did not walk away from a second season at Spotify. Only Bill Simmons and Joe Rogan make more over there. But back to the show with Love Meghan. I watched episode 1 and 2 of the new season to see if there might be a new twist or something redeeming about it. No, it's the same thing. We meet Daniel, right? Her ebullient and sycophantic super close friend. And of course, makeup artist. If I had $1 for every starlet in town whose best buddy is the makeup artist. Together, they're waiting for David Shang, the Korean master chef, and some other lady. And then Chrissy Teigen gets dropped off by her husband, John Legend, for a play date with Meghan. No matter the guest, the menu's the same, always the same. Disjointed scenes in a house that's not hers, with people she barely knows challenging themselves with forced tasks that are supposed to enhance their personal growth. Like dipping silk scarves in dyed water, flower arranging in vessels. I think that's a word for vases. Pressing flowers, making rose water, caramelized onion tarts, baking those, getting the ingredient, measurements just right on the digital scale. There's a whole scene, built-up drama that it has to be 113 grams. Truly, if it's 112, your sourdough bread is screwed. As Hillary Rose pointed out, great writer, in her article, The Duchess of Cringe in Airmail, she says, the show features compulsory fun with strangers, pushing people beyond their culinary aesthetic comfort zones. The formula is rinse, wash, and repeat. Sunrise, arts, crafts, cooking, sunset. And then, how we grew today. Real personal growth here. Hillary Rose again said it best. It's baffling. It occupies the sweet spot where irrelevant meets intolerable. I think the word is inauthentic or maybe indulgent, but the viewership is not good. But it seems Meghan has studied at the Trump School of Ratings Inflation.
I think I knew who I was trying to meet. And so if you know your audience, you know your demographic, well, they love the show. And my partners love the show, and that's why we have a season 2 and why we have more fun coming. So I think oftentimes the negative voices, are they saying negative things and then secretly going home and making single skillet spaghetti? Possibly. And that's all right. They're trying to pay their bills, and that's for them to sort out if they're comfortable doing it at someone else's detriment. From my standpoint, the intention of the show was to share more of myself, to share tips that I love in my life, and to have fun.
But there's this take that you're glorifying homemaking or glorifying trad wives.
Oh, really? That feels odd to me.
Yeah, how do you respond to that?
That feels odd to me. I mean, I hadn't heard that. But I'm really unapologetic about the fact that though would it be lovely to go and churn your own butter? Sure, maybe. I don't have time for that. I don't have time for that. And I don't think you get an extra gold star if you do that. So.
Yeah, I mean, right to the chat section here. Mama Roll, she's as fake can be. Happy HAF. I don't blame Prince William for being furious with Harry. Let me see. Here's Joy says, let me see. You write emails to your kids every day, making huge fresh breakfasts, running your entire garden. Dear Lord, can I throw up now? Yeah, here, kids, 3,000 emails for you to read about how much I love the idea of me writing the emails. Oh, yeah, she writes the emails to her kid, writes them every night or something, or before they go to school. No, you don't. And you don't do these things when my friends come in. Excuse me, okay, I'm a dude, but ladies, when your friends come over, you don't do pressed flowers for a little while and then go and bake an onion tart. You don't do that. You say, oh, my God, let's have a glass of Chard and bitch about this shitty day. That's what we do. So, if we've been a little hard on Meghan, let me say this. I see an off-ramp. Possible off-ramp here. All right? I'm a solutions guy, not just here to bitch. All right. This is it. All she has to do is look at her Montecito mom squad for the answers. Her neighbor and super close friend is the legendary cosmetics entrepreneur Victoria Jackson. And her other super tight friend is Kris Jenner. Between these two women, you got a shot at winning this long, slow, uphill grind to woman founder. First thing you got to do, you got to convince Harry to be a part of the series. I'm sorry. Now, even with all the betrayal of his family, which the majority of people perceive, the man has irrefutable charm. I think we agree on that. I know for certain that if I was seated next to Harry at a dinner party, I'd end up listening to Bob Marley by the fire pit, probably puffing on a joint. We'd be laughing. From his early days banging around the clubs in London, hitting the Vegas pool parties, he is a swashbuckler, and he's fun. All right, you get him to open up in a Keeping Up with the Markles kind of series. Then they throw in a little cooking. You sell a little jam. You market your stuff like Kim, Khloe, Kylie, how they do it. Be managed by Kris Jenner. You got something. Maybe. Right? But you got to show the bumps and the bruises. Next, Meghan, you got to convince Victoria Jackson to produce and develop your show and brand. This woman convinced a bunch of old guys in a boardroom in the 80s that she could sell makeup on television. They were like, what? No, people need to see it. They need to touch it. They need to go into Bloomingdale's. No, she did it, and it worked like crazy on QVC. She became a billionaire. She later married another billionaire, Bill Guthrie of Guthrie-Renker. This woman is a genius, and she's survived unspeakable tragedy in her personal life, sexual assault and stabbing by a serial rapist when she was a teenager. I mean, her daughter, Allie, was diagnosed at 13 with a rare autoimmune disease, neuromyelitis optica, and given 4 years to live. She is a fighter, this woman. By the way, her daughter's now in her 30s, so nicely done. Guess who connected Meghan to Victoria Jackson? Daniel, the makeup artist and the star and main guest of episode 1 of the new batch of With Love Megans. Daniel, who peddles Victoria's no makeup on famous faces like Meghan's, and it looks good. Meghan Markle is flat out gorgeous. Say whatever else you want about her, but just as the makeup kind of strips away all that heavy coating, right? You need to do the same on the inside. Real flaws, bumps, bruises, mistakes. You get the picture. You have to be less contrived. Like this comment on the circuit with Emily Change, inauthentic is putting it lightly. This is horseshit. This is totally fake.
You've been doing some angel investing.
Yes.
I saw that you called it Dolphin Tank as opposed to Shark Tank.
Well, I love Shark Tank, by the way. Don't get me wrong. I love watching that show. I just wanted to approach it with friendly water.
Yeah. What's the bigger strategy? Like, are you looking at AI or biotech or e-commerce or...
AI, man, aren't you a little bit scared by AI?
Just a little.
Just a little. I mean, we have to make peace with it. The world is changing. Our lives are changing. So there are certain things that I just don't know enough about to want to jump in with both feet. But yes, I mean, when it comes to women, finance, healthcare, and tech, yes, I mean, that is the world that we live in.
AI recipes. I mean, AI recipes are huge. Thumbs up or thumbs down?
This is new.
Oh, yeah. You can say, I have, these 5 things in my fridge. What should I make?
No, what you should do is read Tom Colicchio's Think Like a Chef, which is one of the best books written by a chef, frankly, because it teaches you, I don't want people to lose critical thinking. I don't want people to lose critical thinking. I think it's great if AI can help with recipes, but I also would encourage people in the same way that I do. Cooking can be so playful and life can be so serious. And if you can find a moment where you can play a little bit, I think your day will probably be a little bit better.
That's so annoying. It's just so annoying. Oh, bless her heart. Mama says hook Meghan up with Rachel Ray. Next thing you know, she'll be selling her hoochie coochie candles. I know what you mean there. Joy says, I think she and Blake Lively should be besties. Well, they probably know each other, I would think. Thank you for showing more comments. Thank you for showing more respect to our royal family than Meghan Markle ever has. Billy, God bless the late Queen, and God bless King Charles. I do love what Piers Morgan said in that piece of tape I showed you. She never took a wrong step in 70 years. And he's right. I take one every 7 minutes. Jackson's Nickel says, I love H. That's Harry. He is naturally able. Sad he's stuck now. I also love Princess Di. Always will, of course. Ooh, someone says, Ann Coral says Meghan had surgery. Oh, yeah? I don't know. She looks pretty natural to me. She is gorgeous. Oh, well, Gwen says gorgeous is a strong word. I stand on that. I'm behind, but I'm loving your monologue so far, Billy. Spot effing on. Oh, sorry. Bad reading. Gwen is back at it. If Meghan Markle's gorgeous, then Kylie Jenner's gorgeous. And they both changed their faces completely. Women can. They can. Some people need to change the face. Let's be honest. The moves, I mean, I don't want to say that about a young woman at all because she was too young when she did it. But I'll just say, I don't know about the before, but I'll tell you, Kylie Jenner's gorgeous, I think. She looks fantastic. Who remembers when the girl from, someone had a deviated septum from High School Musical. Got a deviated septum, got to fix the nose. Went and got a good nose. It's stunning. I'm one of these, if you hate your nose, I think you got to, fix it. Every time you look in the mirror and you say, oh, and God, what God gave you just doesn't work, right? He also gave you the ability to think for yourself, free will, change it. So look, here's the deal about Meghan Markle. Either you and Netflix mutually part, like you did with Spotify, or you agree to those terms. Victoria Jackson, Kris Jenner. Kris Jenner deals with the authenticity, the bumps, bruises, the say everything no matter what. And Victoria Jackson takes care of the brand, the branding, the image, and the sales. With those two women, and they are for some reason, they have taken you under their wing in every other way. Get into business together. And if that happens, you can call me a visionary. Okay? All right, speaking of makeup, Blake Lively just filed suit on a young makeup artist nobody ever heard of. But first, I got to tell you about Ollie. Oh, well, not really him, but that is my Ollie right there. Dogs deserve the best, and that means fresh, healthy food. And Ollie has just that. Ollie delivers clean, fresh nutrition in 5 drool-worthy flavors, even for the pickiest eaters, made in U.S. kitchens with the highest quality human-grade ingredients. Ollie's food contains no fillers, no preservatives, just real food. So that picture you just saw, that's my Ollie. We gave him Ollie food. We thought Ollie on Ollie. Let's see what happens. And here's how it works. Super simple. Introduce your puppy by filling out a 30-second quiz. Get your welcome kit. Be on the lookout for the benefits, a shinier coat, better poops, okay? 1 to 2 months on Ollie can help dogs reach a healthy weight. You can customize your plan, and here's what makes Ollie different. Ollie is the only fresh dog food that comes with unlimited routine screening, so you can get your pup on track to living their healthiest and happiest life. Dogs deserve the best. Come on. And that means healthy food. Head to ollie.com/hotmics. Tell them all about your dog and use code HOTMICS to get 60% off your welcome kit when you subscribe today. Please, they offer a happiness guarantee on the first box. So if you're not completely satisfied, you get your money back. That's ollie.com, OLLIE.com/hotmics, and enter code HOTMICS to get 60% off your first box. How about my Ollie? Is my Ollie cute or what? You like that guy? Steve, didn't I show you a video of him devouring that stuff? Yeah, right? I mean, he can eat, that guy. Wait till you see him go. Look at him. I said, honestly, if we're going to take Ollie the dog food as a sponsor, he's got to like it. So we rolled tape. Now, some say he'd eat a shoe, but he liked it a lot. All right, Hot Mics with Billy Bush rolls on with Blake Lively. She is suing a 28-year-old Utah-based entrepreneur named Kimberly Hamner over a trademark dispute. Kimberly filed for the trademark Beauty by Blake a year ago for her line of cosmetic oils and serums, and it was published in the Trademark Official Gazette in April 2025. All things went through. Everything was great. No issues. In response, Family Hive LLC, Blake's company, filed a formal opposition on June 5th, 2025, arguing the name is too similar to Blake Brown and could mislead consumers into thinking the brands are affiliated. Their legal filing at Kimberly Blake's Beauty by Blake trademarks presents a likelihood of confusion with Lively's brand, Blake Brown, and could damage its reputation. No, girl, you damaging your reputation well enough on your own. But I admire the balls. You're covered in backlash for the attempted takedown and takeover of Justin Baldoni and his movie. Your witnesses and your allies all have gone into witness protection. Your comments are disabled. And just in case you don't appear enough of a bully, you sue some kid in Utah for encroaching on your turf. But does Beauty by Blake sound like Blake Brown Beauty? Blake Brown sounds like Bobby Brown, the makeup queen. She should sue Blake just to keep the score even. Kimberly Hamner responded, this 28-year-old Utah girl, arguing there is no likelihood of confusion, mistake, or deception. Lively's Blake Brown sells shampoo, leave-in conditioner, hair masks, hair mousse, body mist, exclusively at Target, all that. Hamner's Beauty by Blake makes cosmetic oils and serums for cosmetic purposes. They're not even close. Also, there are other third-party trademarks out there using the word Blake. Olivia Blake, Ryan Blake, Smooches by Blake. God, I love their bath salts. So she's just picking on this girl from Utah. So this girl, Kimberly Hamner, also said that most everybody else, she said exactly what we all think. She didn't know that Blake Lively had a hair brand called Blake Brown. I just learned it a while ago. But wait, the most egregious part of Blake Lively's actions here. Utah Kimberly filed for the mark more than 6 months before Blake did. She was there first, for the love of God. Separately, Blake alleged that these Baldoni attacks in the press and on social media caused her sales to decrease between 56 and 78%. This is classic Blake Lively. The decrease in sales cannot be self-inflicted. I mean, either through her own heavy-handed behavior or a product that nobody wants. She has to be the victim. Like content creators critical of her, must be getting paid by Team Baldoni, right? It couldn't be any other way. They would never just be critical. Other Blake brands that are out there, and there are some, be forewarned. Beaufort and Blake, the UK fashion brand. She might sue you. Be careful. Blake's Lotta Burger, the New Mexico fast food chain. Watch out. I think she thinks she owns the name Blake. Watch out for my friend Blake Merkin. All right, now to my old friend Charlie Sheen. Oh, God. Do you remember this announcement 10 years ago on the Today Show? Here's Charlie on the Today Show.
Charlie has contracted the HIV virus. He was immediately put on treatment, strong antiviral drugs, which have suppressed the virus. Unfortunately, we don't have a cure yet. It's suppressed the virus to the point that he is absolutely healthy from that vantage. And my biggest concern with Charlie as a patient is substance abuse and depression from the disease more than what the HIV virus could do in terms of shortening his life, because it's not going to.
I mean, there he is, Charlie and Dr. Huizenga from The Biggest Loser. What? I saw that. I'm like, not since Magic Johnson had a straight guy and baller, so we thought, dropped a bomb like that on us. Well, with Charlie, we all assumed it was like a bad needle, right? From drugs or heroin or something. The bad needle, the second leading cause of contraction. It couldn't be gay sex. I mean, the dude lived with goddesses, right? He was pumping tiger blood, and I met the guy. I went to the house. I don't recall an Adonis in there when I stopped by to interview Charlie. Right there on his couch with the goddesses making coffee in the kitchen. I saw the whole orgy. I mean, I didn't witness the actual orgy, but I saw the settings. I saw everybody recovering and, taking smoke breaks before they get back to the action. I walked in on his crazy winning lifestyle. Charlie's got a new book, The Book of Sheen, and a new Netflix documentary coming out. The big revelation, as we said, in the throes of his crack addiction, he started having sex with men. I mean, is that what tiger blood does for you? Charlie says in the periods of time that he was off the pipe, when his at-home specialist would get him clean, it would take several days, he would try to come to terms with the fact that he was having gay sex. He'd be like, where did that come from? Why did that happen? And then just finally being like, all right, so what? So what? Some of it was weird, he said. A lot of it was blanking fun. And life goes on. Whew. Charlie told Michael Strahan about trying to keep his dirty little secret a secret.
Why did you keep it secret for so long?
Sure. Yeah. Because there was another element to it that it did come with a tremendous amount of extortion. And so at the time I was just like, all right, let's just pay to keep it quiet and just hope it just stays over there, make it go away, just make it go away. And then,
so you were just paying people not to
yeah, because they would have that video things or whatever and had stuff over me, so that was kind of held hostage.
Here's Charlie, comment section here. Mystery Singer says, I met Charlie a long time ago. He was a sweetheart. I will tell you that he is a sweetheart. He absolutely is. You know why? He always stepped in shit. I mean, if Charlie walked onto the front lawn of your house and your dog pooped somewhere, he would find it. He would step in it for sure. Yeah, a sweet man who always ends up in the wrong place, but he always owns it, Whenever Charlie screwed up all the time, but he always be like, yeah, it was me. I did it. Jackson's Nickel. Charlie in on Kelly and Mark's show tomorrow. Oh, he's going to be on. Well, what can you talk about there? You can't talk about gay sex on Regis's famous old program. Surprising that he'll be there. Here's Joy. I think it was so disgusting is that he exposed so many people to a deathbed disease. Yeah, he needs to take a major account for that. Sherry says money doesn't buy him happiness. Sad. Doesn't buy anybody. You know, interesting. Sad for Charlie, says Nita. Just hoping the best for him. Yeah. I have to tell you, I've always loved Charlie Sheen. One time we went, this is a funny story, we went down, we were debuting Access Hollywood Live, and we went to Miami for the NatB television convention, where we try to like get affiliates interested in the show, and you do a little dog and pony show and the whole thing. And I had planned with Charlie, I said, Charlie, it's the old Fontainebleau Hotel. We're going to be doing our show live outside. He was there selling his new show, Anger Management. Remember? He had a 100-episode deal that if he could get to 100 episodes, he would be able to participate in the syndication money forever. So he made it, by the way. He made it. I was actually with the head of the studio last night. He was telling me about the time that Charlie, it was touch and go because he was still sober-ish at this time. But Charlie was down in Miami. We were doing the show, and he barely made it on time. We were doing 2 segments with him. And before it began, I said to the cocktail waitress who was working the pool, I said, do me a favor. When Charlie were doing the interview, I shouldn't have done this, but I said, just walk into the middle of the shot while we're going whenever you want. Just burst in and give him a little wink and a little squeeze on the cheek and say, hi, Charlie, and then walk away. As if, like, you know him. And so we're in the middle of the interview. We're doing this interview with Charlie, and Katie Couric is there. She's coming up after Charlie. She's the guest after. And the cocktail waitress walks in. She goes, hi, Charlie. We're in the middle of talking, and she gives him a little squeeze, and she walks away. And I go, oh, geez, Charlie, how did you know her? He goes, I've never seen her in my life. I go, sure, doesn't look like it. Anyway, we're all laughing, the whole thing. I totally set him up with it. And he was like, I'm so sorry I'm late. Dude, I'm so sorry I'm late. And he had brought with him like a $1,500 bottle of wine from room service. He just, oh, God, he's like, this will make up for my lateness. Oh, my God. Always stepping in it. But just such a, I don't know, relentless charm. I look forward to reading his book and watching everything. The miracle is that Charlie's been sober for 8 years. We are, at this point, that's incredible. We never thought he'd make it. That book of Charlie's, the book of Sheen, is out tomorrow, and the documentary is Wednesday. Well, today we're shining a light on another incredible recovery story following last January's Los Angeles fires. The fires tested L.A. in every way, but the community's response, nothing short of inspiring. Forward L.A. in its initiative by our friends at Venbrook Insurance, and Forward L.A. is brought to you by Venbrook. It's all about recovery. It's all about the support in the community. And joining me right now are the owners of Altadena Cookie Company, Michelle Taylor, Jessica Christopher. The fires burned down Michelle's home, displaced Jessica, and stopped their cookie business cold in its tracks. Well, you seem to have recovered because I am holding cookies. Oh, man, watch out. I try to wish they were out of reach, but they're not. The Altadena Cookie Company. So how long have you known each other, first of all?
About 13 years.
13 years. And how did you meet?
We met when our oldest children were about 6 weeks old. We
little mommy and me action?
Yeah, which is funny if you know us because we're not those kind of people. I wouldn't be caught dead at a mommy and me had I not been so exhausted and bleary-eyed and out of my mind with new baby, everything. But we both, Michelle's the same way.
Yeah.
But we both somehow found our way there, and it's been a wild ride ever since.
So how did you start Altadena Cookie Company? Where, when, and why?
So we were kind of the bakers of this group, and it turned into sort of like a friendly competition. Like we would try to outdo each other, and everybody was always like, "Hey, you guys should open." You should open a business.
Stop competing quietly.
Stop competing, yeah. And so it just sort of organically grew from that.
Yeah.
And then in 2020, we had a lot of time on our hands.
All of a sudden.
COVID.
Yeah. So we decided to start our business then. And we did everything online, and people came and picked up in our front yard.
Everybody had my phone number and would text me.
Where was the oven? If you're cooking, you have to be outside.
Oh man, you
had an oven in the yard or something?
No. We were operating in our homes, so we were cottage licensed through Los Angeles County. So they come in and inspect your home kitchen and make sure it's clean and safe and everything, and then you can produce out of your home kitchen. So our home kitchens essentially took over the entire house.
Yeah.
Commercial freezers in the dining room.
Commercial oven.
Commercial oven on the island. My family hasn't eaten in our dining room since probably 2021.
Wow.
Yeah.
Kind of like, I always think of like Tito's Beverages. The guy started the biggest vodka company in America by just making it, and then word spread, and
that's exactly
people
what
put
happened.
their orders in, and all of a sudden you realize, heck, we got a business here.
Yep. They would text me from my driveway, and we'd bring the orders out. Yeah.
And then it snowballed from there to where we literally couldn't produce anymore.
Yeah.
We couldn't keep up with the demand, and so we started looking for a space to open a brick and mortar bakery. And that's been 2 years that we've been working on that right now.
Yeah, we secured the lease for the space, but it was not a kitchen prior. And so that takes a whole lot of permitting and that sort of stuff. The build out has been kind of insane. And then we were about 2 months away from opening, and the fires came through and
we were lucky our space did not burn. It came right up to the street.
But it burned your house, Michelle.
Burned my house, yes. Yeah. My house is gone.
Gone.
Totally.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah. And then Jessica's, just from proximity, she's been displaced.
We're still displaced, yeah.
Are you back in your home, Jessica?
No. It looks like we may get there by Christmas.
Okay.
But they found all kinds of nasty chemicals in the smoke and ash in the house, so arsenic and
of course.
They found cyanide, asbestos, all kinds of stuff. So our family can't be there, obviously. So
how did this affect Altadena Cookie Company? Could you get to work from wherever you're?
No. I mean, for a while we literally had 2 sheet pans between us.
The two of us in an Airbnb kitchen, which is wild.
But you kept going. You kept.
Well, we did
making them.
Yeah, we did what we could when we could. It was really tricky, and then as soon as it was safe to go back into the community, we continued work on the shop, and it's just been
we're literally weeks away from being ready to fully
open. Are you in the shop now?
Finally. We are technically in there, but we are getting our final health stamp hopefully this week. So and we're going to start soft open. How
has this affected your families and income?
Well, there is no income.
There's no income.
Yeah, there is no income at this point. We had the wild part is that we had invested our home's equity to self-fund this build out, and then the home's value changes drastically post fire like this, and so we sort of didn't at that point have the financial ability to walk away because we are so financially tied up in this
and too far in
way too far into the process. But I would say we have no income. 90% of our clients are displaced, but at no point have either of us even entertained the idea of walking away.
No.
This is something we have always.
It's your mission.
Yeah,
it's
we've
our mission.
done this for the community.
This is literally how Jessica and I show love, is by baking for people and feeding people.
Yeah.
And even more now, we like Altadena, we need to show our love.
Yeah.
And everybody needs a cookie, and we always say we're purveyors of joy, because who isn't happy when they have a cookie?
And this came at a time, your friendship, your business. Also, Michelle, you lost your husband how long ago?
I've been a widow for 6 years.
6 years.
6 years. I lost my husband to ALS. And he was a big cookie fan. I always say that he married me for my cookies.
That man right there, he had ALS and died.
Yeah.
Oh,
that was part of the other reason he passed right before COVID.
Yeah.
And so when we say we found ourselves suddenly with a lot of free time, Michelle had been his caretaker.
Correct.
Until
you needed
the end
somewhere
of his
to put
life.
all that energy, and
Yeah,
you put it into cookies.
So when we say a lot of free time, we mean
we really had
suddenly.
a lot of,
It was a lot of free time. So.
What have you learned about this whole process?
Make sure that you have your insurance coverage all all
in
set
order.
Up. In order, like
down your
button down,
insurance
like every
coverage.
year.
Yeah.
Make sure
Did
that
you?
you are. Sorry.
Did you?
The day before the fire, I upped my insurance coverage.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Okay, because you hear some of the stories that are the other way around.
Yeah.
No,
Good.
I have have had good luck that way. I don't have good luck in a lot of things, but that way, we're okay.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Well, the Altadena Cookie Company is ready to go, ready to rock.
Mm-hmm.
How can people be? Well, first of all, hey, I'm a chocolate chip guy.
Yeah.
Cookie. That's a cookie right there. What's this thing? It looks like
It's
a little.
a dairy-free lemon. Yeah.
It's a vegan lemon crinkle.
Oh, I know why we have dairy-free. Producer Steve over here cannot have dairy. Or he's like Hitch. He blows up. We got to race him to the hospital. It's very dangerous. I'll save
this
these
is
for
a
Steve.
safe cookie. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, and this is a sugar cookie right here. No?
Yeah, we call those our party cookies.
Oh,
A lot
ladies,
of butter.
wow.
A lot of vanilla.
Very, a word people get squeamish over, moist.
Moist. We're very comfortable with the word
You
moist.
shouldn't call it the
Yeah.
Altadena Moist Cookie Company.
No. We're better at marketing than that. Yeah.
We want business.
Yes.
Cookies are delicious.
Thank you.
Do you feel hopeful, positive going forward? Like, hey,
Our mission has always been accessibility, and that we're going to just stick to that.
Yeah.
We're going to be accessible for the people that need us, for the community. Yeah. So,
we're going to get behind you.
Positive.
Yes.
We're supporting you. Okay? We want to see you grow back. Altadena was a beautiful community.
It was.
You hear a lot about Palisades, which is very, very sort of Tony, and Altadena is more of a working class kind of community, a beautiful community. I was there in the early part of the fire and reporting on it, and I'm stunned to see what happened in the area.
Yeah.
But it's going to come roaring back. Good for you guys.
Thank you.
You can help Jessica and Michelle rebuild their business by visiting their GoFundMe page at GoFundMe. Share the love for Altadena Cookie Company. And thanks to Venbrook Insurance and its Forward LA initiative for introducing the Hot Mike's family to small businesses all across the Palisades and Altadena area. To always stay safe during the unexpected, go to venbrook.com/hotmikes to get connected with an insurance expert for free. Ladies, your cookies are delicious.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for having us.
Yeah.
I feel you have such great energy. I feel great things coming your way. Thank you guys a lot. Hot Mics with Billy Bush. That's it for us. Hey, thank you for watching. Thank you for listening on TuneIn. We are back Wednesday with a very special guest. That's it. Take care.